Hello everyone. Now we are going to start the discussion of the new topic. Give the heading Green and Sustainable Finance. Green and Sustainable Finance. Green and Sustainable Finance. Now over here we will study about its markets, different form of markets and the instruments. Clear? How we manage, how we control them, everything will be discussed in detail in this given topic. Now we need to understand one word over here, that one word with dedication is this term sustainable finance. Okay, now this is going to be your summary lecture. Okay, I'm not going to explain each and everything in detail over here, just we are going to take as a summary. Okay, so write down what is sustainable finance. What is sustainable finance? What is sustainable finance? Now the point of discussion over here is this, that finance means what? Money. I finance something. I give the money. Suppose I give the money to you for something. It can be anything or it can be in any manner, like loan, or I have purchased your bonds. In whatever way I have given you the money. Clear? Now being an investor, it's my responsibility to understand where that money is actually going, whether you are utilizing that money for the project which is creating the environmental impact, huge impact, or are you creating those products and services which are actually reducing the carbon footprints on our environment. Clear? So what's my responsibility when I say sustainable finance? I finance you for the product or for the services which are sustainable, for which are sustainable. Clear? And I take into account environmental, social and governance factor. Environmental, social and governance factor. When I say environmental, it means that how it is going to affect the planet in terms of pollution, in terms of climate change, in terms of say you're rising the sea levels, in terms of the usage of plastics, in whatever manner how it is going to affect the planet. Suppose I am financing a company which is building the house with the wood. Now from where the wood is coming? By cutting down the forest, so it is also affecting the planet. Second factor is social, means how it is going to impact the people in terms of their health, in terms of their education, in terms of community welfare. Clear? And the third, which is very important, is your governance, means how the companies are actually running in terms of their transparency, their ethical responsibility towards the society, how much they are accountable towards the government, towards the people, towards the society, how they are treating their own employees. Okay, so when I say sustainable finance, if I use the word only finance, it's about making the money. I'm giving you the money, I'm investing in your business, your products and services, because I want huge amount of return. But when I say sustainable, then it's not only about making the money, it's about making the money responsibly. Making the money responsibly. Are you clear? So we call this as a sustainable finance. So with me, write down the points. Write down the points. That when I make the investment, I take into account, ESG. I take into account ESG. ESG means stands for environmental, 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 social and governance, and governance. Clear? Write down. So sustainable finance, sustainable finance, sustainable finance is not is not is not is not just about making money, is not just about making money, is not just about making money. It's it's about it's about making money, making money responsibly. Making money responsibly is about making money responsibly. This word is important. You are making money, but responsibly. Clear? Are you clear with this? Now give the next heading, green finance. This is number one. Now take the point number two is your green finance. Now this is the part of your sustainable finance. So green finance basically deals with the environment related projects. It deals with environment related projects. It deals with environment related projects. Underline this part, environment related projects. Like, write down the examples. Write clean energy, clean energy, like clean energy, pollution control, pollution control, pollution control, or like saving forest. Clear? So all these are the projects which I am doing to protect the nature, to protect the climate, to protect my environment. Clear? So you can think of this green finance as a eco-friendly portion of the sustainable finance. So you can say this is eco-friendly portion of sustainable finance. Write it down. Eco-friendly portion of sustainable finance. Eco-friendly portion of sustainable finance. Clear? Now coming to point number 3. Write down point number 3. What is climate finance? What is climate finance? What is climate finance? Now, till now, what we have seen, sustainable finance, green finance. Okay. Now is your climate finance. Now, this is again the part of your sustainable finance, but it only focuses on climate related issues. So write down, it only focuses on climate related issues. It only focuses on climate related issues like reducing the carbon emission or helping the countries to adapt to these climate change. Clear? So if I'll sum up all the first three points, sustainable finance, it focuses on environment, social and governance. Green finance focuses only on environment. And the third one, climate finance, focuses only on the climate related aspects. Clear? Now, the point is, how big is this field? See, this field has grown very fast in the recent year. Okay, whether you say whether it is a public sector or whether it is a private sector. When I say public sector, what is the example? Example is your government banks. When I say public sector, example is your government banks. And when I say private sector, always remember this. When I say private sector, the components are your mutual funds, or pension funds, or some of your hedge funds and private equity wealth. Now they are putting their lots of money into those areas whose aim is to protect your environment, to protect your climate, and to ensure the good governance. Clear? Even if there is a private coalition, okay, that is the group of companies who are working together, their aim is also to ensure to help and support the climate related issues, and that number is growing very large. So many companies are joining hand together to protect the environment around you. Are you clear with this? Now the point is, sir, you have explained a bit about what is green finance and sustainable finance. But one of their segment is, sir, how you will do that? Now, for that we have different types of products. Clear? Now, this is your point number 4. Point number 4. Write down what are what are green what are green and sustainable what are green and sustainable financial products. What are green and sustainable financial products? See, when I say the product, means in what way you will raise the money which you can invest in the projects which are green, which are sustainable, which are beneficial for the environment as a whole. So write down number one is your, rather than number one, point number A is your green bonds, is a green bonds. This is your number A. Clear? Then write down number B. It is your social bonds. Social bonds. Then we have sustainability bonds. Sustainability bonds. Sustainability bonds. Fourth one, point number D, is your green loan. Is your green loan. And the point number E, write down, it's your sustainability linked bonds or loans. Sustainability linked bonds or loans. Now let us see one by one. When I say the green bonds, basically bonds means what? You are giving the loan. Okay. Now these green bonds are basically raised and used for environmental projects, like you are building the solar plants or you might be cleaning a river. Clear? So they are labeled as green. They are labeled as green, and their usage is also basically ring fenced. Means if you have raised the money for the given projects, you have to use the money for the same project itself. You cannot use the money in some other project. So ring faced, it's like a ring. You put the money in that ring, and the purpose of the ring is to solve that given issue. Suppose you have raised the money to clean a river, so now with that money you have to clean a river. That's it. Okay. And the most importantly, company have to explain in a report how they have used the money. Clear? So green bonds are basically the type of loan where money is used only for environmental projects, like building a solar power plant or cleaning a river. It comes with the 3 points. Number one, it is labeled as green, and ring fenced means you can use the money only for the given project. And the third one is company need to submit a report where and how they have used the given money. Are you clear with this? Now coming to the second point, that is your social bonds. Basically these are for social cause, like building the schools or hospitals. Clear? Third one we have is a sustainability bonds. These are the mixture of environment as well as the social benefits. Clear? Fourth is your green loans. Same idea as your green bonds. Okay, green loan and bonds, you can say they both are same, but there is a difference. This is in the form of bonds and this is in the form of loan. Clear? And the fifth one, which is the sustainability linked bonds or loan. Now over here I have discussed it earlier as well, that suppose I have given you the money. I am an investor and I have given you the money. You are a company. Clear? And this is a sustainability, means if you will reduce your carbon emission, then they will pay lower interest rate. But if there is a huge amount of carbon emission from your company, you have to pay higher interest rates. Clear? So over here, the interest rate, or you can say the bond coupon, that is the return which an investor gets, it totally depends upon that how well a given company meet their sustainability targets. So if they manage the sustainability properly, then they have to pay the lower interest rate, and it is beneficial for the company as well as for the investors. Investors not in the form of gain, but yes, in the form of climate related goals. Are you clear with this? So this is your point number 4. Now coming to point number 5. Write down point number 5. That is, what are what are sustainable sustainable what are sustainable and green funds? What are sustainable and green funds? Now we know that these things, sustainability, climate, environment, is coming now from many years, say 5 years, 10 years. So down the line, many investors, many companies have created these types of funds, started these types of bonds. Clear? Now suppose these are the company, thousands of green bonds are available in the market. Okay, thousands of such sustainable loans are available in the market. So now even it's difficult for the investors to choose in which company should I invest for the purpose of green. Are you clear with this? There is a huge amount of opportunity for investors as well, those who want to invest in the green funds or the funds which are sustainable in nature. Now green funds is like a mutual funds. Okay, in order to sort out this issue, means there are thousands of companies, thousands of bonds, where you will invest, you don't know as an investors. So what you will do, you'll go to the funds means the mutual funds. So they will take the money from you. It's a mutual fund, okay, designed for the purpose of green, for the purpose of good climate, for the purpose of good environment. They will invest in the green bonds. The companies who are working well in the sector of saving the climate, saving your environment. Clear? So it's their responsibility to invest. So now not only the bonds are green, even funds are green, and now they invest in the areas or the bonds which are actually green in nature, which are climate friendly. The companies who are investing these money in the climate or the environment or in the respect of the social governance. Clear? So these funds are also growing very fast, because now investors wants that their money will make the positive impact. That's what their purpose is, and that purpose is met with the help of these funds very easily. Because being an investor, I don't know that where I can put my money. So much of green, I don't know how they are utilizing their money. I don't have time to read the reports. So what I'll do, I'll go through the green funds. They are specialized in this domain, and then they will invest that money accordingly. Clear? Are you clear? Now coming to the point number 6, we have is ESG integration. ESG integration means what? Now investors not only just look for the profits, okay, they want to check the behavior of the company towards the environment, towards the worker, towards the good ethics as well as the leadership. And based on that, they will decide that whether I'll invest in the given company or not. Sometimes it also happen that they engage with the companies and they ask them to improve their ESG performance over time. Otherwise, they will pull out their money from the companies. Clear? Coming to the last point of this summarized lecture is regulations. Is about regulations. Because see, when there is so much, then regulations is very important. Otherwise, these companies will make the fool out of these investors. Clear? Now, because the market is maturing, regulations are becoming stronger and stronger. So now the governments and the regulators, they are trying to create some standard definitions and rules uh, to ensure that which bonds, which product or which services actually qualifies for being green and sustainable. so that there won't be any confusion and no need of greenwashing where they falsely claim about being environmental friendly. Clear? And there are also some taxonomies. What is taxonomies? Government will classify in a given document that this goods or service is a green, or this goods or service is not green. Clear? And it is developed so that clearly they can label the product, and it's easier for investors like us to understand where I can put my money and where I cannot. Clear? So this is the whole summary of the whole topic which we are going to study from the very next lecture. Okay, so I'm ending this lecture here. Thank you.